You may notice that this is the first video I've posted in several weeks. I spent the week of Christmas down with COVID, basically bedridden, unable to do anything at all. Excuse me. Still got a lingering cough, getting to that point. So if you're not wearing your masks, getting your boosters as required, then I would strongly recommend that you reconsider, because I was just as sick with the current variant as I was in March of 2020 with the original strain. But more importantly, the last week and a half have been a series of community emergencies that had to be attended to before recording became a priority. That's where we really do things by the book around here. Several books, actually. Are you comfy, dog? Because the idea that religious practice is less important than the safety and well-being of our people is found in religious texts and traditions across the world. Yes, I love you too. Move. It was heavily glossed over in my evangelical childhood because the emphasis was on following the rules. But the Bible does say that the Sabbath was made for man and not for man for the Sabbath. We are required to take care of the needs of those around us, even when it gets in the way of our formal obligations. Similarly, in the Quran it says that anyone who saves the life of another person is the same as if they had saved all of humanity. In Judaism, the preservation of life, whether your own or someone else's, is one of the most important principles that exist. This idea that we put each other above the formal practice is universal. We like to think of the idea of saving a life or preserving someone's safety as some grand thing that requires a huge gesture, as a dramatic life event, because we fail to recognize just how short and how fragile human life really is. Things like addiction relapse, mental health crisis, bless you, puppy, or being denied housing or medical care can turn deadly more easily than we like to admit. Even something as small as whether or not to wear a mask in an enclosed space or to stay home when you're sick can have an impact on someone around you that lasts the rest of their lives. That's why it's important to remember that we have no obligation that is more pressing than the safety and well-being of those around us. If we have to let some structured expectation drop so that we can do right by the people around us, that's just the way it is, and that expectation is going to have to be dropped. If our comfort is the cost of someone else's survival, then we don't have a right to that comfort. Nothing is more sacred than our people, in practice, every day. So this week I've got two things for you to chew on. I want you to think about how much of your own comfort you're willing to voluntarily give up in order to keep the people around you safe, and also how you respond when someone tells you that you're not the priority. How good are you at decentering yourself in those situations? And where can you grow there?